What's good, guys? Your boy Hugo the Savage back again for another Savage Talk live. Even though it wasn't actually supposed to be live, it's supposed to be pre-recorded, but something going on with stream yesterday wouldn't let me upload certain things to use as little agendas on the screen and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'll just put it live anyway. It doesn't really make a difference to me either way. People will be able to see it later on and stuff like that. Yeah, man. What we're talking about Royal Rumble season, going into Mania season. We are 79 days away from WrestleMania Night 1. And yeah, man, I thought I'd just bring some wrestling content, man. I'm trying not to overthink it anymore, to hell with it, man. Channel shadow banned, overthinking content and what to do with the thumbnails and stuff like that. You just, listen, news story drops on wrestling, we're going to talk about it. And from that news story, we can talk about other things. We're going to try to drop daily content on it, to be honest. So 79 days till Mania, there'll be 79 different pieces of content, at least up until night 1 of WrestleMania. That's if you follow me on all social media platforms, you'll find it on there. I mean, the one place the content won't be is Instagram and Twitter because I don't even use it for that. But TikTok, YouTube, it'll be on there. It will either be here live, it'll be a pre-recorded video, it'll be a clip on TikTok, but there will be the content there. Keep it going daily, man, because there's so much stuff to talk about wrestling. I keep missing different things because I'm overthinking doing the Savage Talk live and how to put it together and make this show of all this stuff. At the end of the day, it's kind of pointless. I mean, all the demon teams from all over the world, I can see the analytics. It's very spread. You know what I mean? Obviously, I think it's like UK, India, and the US. It's the biggest demon team members and that. But everywhere else is split apart. And trying to look out for everyone, but I realize I can't look out for everyone because everyone's in different time zones anyway. And I have to look out for myself because I have different work to do and stuff like that. So get to a schedule. So listen, it won't be at this time every day. Or it might be, you know what I mean? Maybe the days when there's 2 pieces of content, but there will be a piece of content every single day. And yes, I'm including the Raw and SmackDown reactions and stuff like that. But as you see, most of them are over on TikTok at this point, simply because, yeah, the algorithm sucks at the moment on there. I think I'm trying to get this going and stuff like that. So I'll keep that going from now on. Also, with the live shows, because some of them are so scheduled in terms of what time I have, even though my work schedule's flexible, it doesn't mean it offers me loads of time to do this. It just means that I can do stuff at different times. So there'll be some shows where I'm more interactive with the chat in terms of taking your questions and stuff like that. And I might just have a singular show with a segment where we just take from the chat what we used to do anyway. Some shows are just going to be me talking and giving my point of view on certain things and stuff like that. And of course, I'll read the comments at the end of the show. I'll take note of them while the show's going on, but I won't be able to stop to, you know what I mean, because it'll slow the show down and stuff like that. But I'm thinking, as long as I put, the different content out, it's a bit of everything for everyone, and it's somewhere people can speak themselves, somewhere they can just listen. Going forward into February, I think probably get it done before February. Savage Talk Live is going to go into podcast form, so when you're at work or in the gym or wherever, you can listen to it on Spotify. That's going to be the way to go. Probably try to get on Apple as well. But I'll be looking into that very soon because I just have so much to talk about in wrestling. And as I said, I'm missing weeks of stuff, and we're leading into Royal Rumble, then going into WrestleMania season, Elimination Chamber, and some of the things that we ain't chopping up. And yeah, man. So it's going to be off the cuff a lot of the times. But the ones where they are in the evening around like the 6 p.m. and stuff like that, I'll let people know. You have to just make sure you subscribe, and I'll put it in the community tab. And of course, I have 2 other channels as well where I'm trying to post content over there as well. So obviously that doesn't take precedent over Savage Talks Wrestling because this is the first channel, but it does spread me, you know what I mean? So that's probably go over there. Big up Case in the chat, hope you well. Big up to everyone that comes in later on as well. But yeah, man. Injuries and debuts, man. Listen, I can't lie. I'll keep it real over here. I just needed to find a title for the video. And I was looking through stuff and I was noticing that injuries and debuts happened. You know what I mean? I was keeping up with stuff on the weekend. I watched AEW, I watched Impact, TNA now, I watch WWE. So that's what I noticed. So that's why I put it together, man. Maybe in the future, they're just going to have a thumbnail with one of the superstars on there with just their news story, and then we'll talk about it. But, I'm a creative and I can't really help it. This is what happens, man. My brain works in these mad ways and stuff like that. It's better I do this than overthink it and don't put any content out, which is what also can happen. It's real. So, but yeah, let's kick it off, man. I mean, there's been news. depending on what wrestling you like and what you're into, man, it's big news in the wrestling world. I mean, TNA is back. Impact Wrestling is no more. It's back to a singular show, as in how SmackDown and Raw is. That's what Impact is now. But TNA Wrestling is back. Total non-stop action is back, and they're back with a bang, man. And shout out to them people over there. Shout out to the owners. Shout out to the superstars and the creatives and everyone involved, because a TNA Hard to Kill was a very good show. Now, of course, it has a different feel to it because it's not like early 2000s anymore. And they fell off a cliff at some point. We have to be honest about that. I mean, what I've always said to you guys on this show is when I'm watching TNA, I, when I watch it, it's very hard because it makes me feel like I'm watching wrestling in lockdown still, because there's not many fans there and stuff like that. Like 200 maybe. Even like if you had the NXT type crowd, because NXT obviously hold less now, and I could be wrong. People could probably tell me that TNA hold more than what NXT does, but it doesn't feel like it when you're watching it. It actually feels like somebody got let in to watch people rehearse in that kind of crowd. But I know that it's had a massive fan base over the years, and pulling online when it comes to the numbers. Another problem they've had is it was very hard to find TNA to watch, Impact to watch, because there wasn't on a streaming platform. I think they went on to Fight TV for a little bit, but now they're going onto their own streaming platform. I think it's $9.99 now, so that should be good. I'm not paying the $9.99 to watch it yet. They need to entice me with something else. Not me personally, but I think they need to entice the wrestling fans with other stuff. But what I will say is, with the talent they've got over there, with the way they've been building stuff up, I think they can give it a good shot. And it would be nice, man, to have a fourth brand back in there. I mean, say third brand, because New Japan's so nuanced to people who watch it in a niche audience. And you got AEW and WWE, and then you have TNA. And TNA was the number 2 brand in wrestling for so long. I think TNA started in 2002, maybe. Yeah, so it was big in wrestling for a long time, and we've had greats come from there: AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, just to speak a few. And there've been great moments over there, and I'll say there's been great moments over an Impact at the time in the last couple of years, what no one's been able to see. I came on here and spoke to you guys about Deanna Pizarro versus Mickey James in that street fight cinematic type match. I thought it was cold, but look, I swear every time I spoke to people, they didn't see it, and I don't think they did a very good job in their social media to present it out there, man. But I'm a fan of it. I'm not a massive fan of it, but I'm a fan of it, and I'm always a fan of people trying to change things in wrestling and get something going, man. I think it's good for wrestling. I think the relationships, what they can build through the companies, is good as well. I know they had a kind of relationship with Tony Khan at one point, because it was having people going over brands. I think Kenny Omega had their belt at one time. Like WWE's got it with MLW, but the people don't cross brands. I'd like to see it, to be honest. I know it's not going to happen with WWE and AEW, but if Impact kind of keep to themselves, obviously Tony Khan's got AEW and Ring of Honor. I'd like to see some things cross-platform. We did it at the Royal Rumble when we got Mickey James come out. She came out with her title as well, with the Knockout Championship. She came into the Royal Rumble. She didn't win, but it was nice to see the crossover. So there's obviously a relationship there, and I'm hoping going forward they can do that, because there's talent over there. Moose is over there, and I've always wanted to see him in the WWE, to be fair. And speaking about talent over there, AJ Francis, aka Top Dollar, Nada, just debuted over there at Hard to Kill. A talent that, I mean, that's my guy, man. But I see that on social media, there's a lot of haters he gets in the comment section for some reason. And I can't tell people why he's wound them up or anything like that. But for me, that's a top guy. And I think he's a talent. And I think a bit of fine tuning and a bit of trust from people in creative could have propelled him even more, because the promo he did when he left WWE, when he got released on Twitter, was better than any promo he was allowed to do. And you can hear from his words and stuff like that it really wasn't his fault. And I feel like Hit Row had something there. What I will say is, I know he's doing his freestyling stuff, and I like the character. He came out with, I can't remember who it was. Was it DJ Hook? It wasn't Hook. Was it Hook? Famous DJ came out with Hard to Kill was dope still. What I didn't like in WWE was, even though I like Hit Row, it felt they was doing the stereotypical thing again. Um, and I didn't really, you know what I mean? I wasn't really about that still. But if it was their choice, that's fair enough. But, you know, it always seems like that. Oh, let's put them together. Let's make them rap and then just do this kind of music and that. And obviously, Swerve left, went over to AEW, still kept that. Swerve went, you know what I'm saying? So it can work sometimes in that, but from the beginning, seemed like it was doomed. Some good matches though, you know what I mean? But yeah, he debuted, man, and his talent in, bro, and hopefully for him, he gets the creativeness over there, and then you know we can see what happens. But be very interesting. Another debut, well, not in ring debut, but there she is, man. It's Dana Brooks, man. I don't know what is your debut as. I can't remember, man. There was a name to it, man. Distinguished. I don't know what was the name. I'm gonna have to find it as well. But yeah, man, she's over there. Dana Brooke, man, I do feel for this lady because she's had she had a torrid time over in WWE for a long period. She joined WWE in 2013. We're in 2024 now. She only left last year. 10 years, not much to talk about in that time. And it's a shame because I thought she was decent. I don't know what level she could have got to because I don't think she was given a chance. She was good in the tag team with her and Mandy Rose. I like that. And that was only WrestleMania 30, what, 9? Can't be WrestleMania. Yeah, 30, no, not 39, 36, 37. But lockdown. I know that WrestleMania 38. Yeah, because two of them were the same back to back in it. But so I thought she was good. I really enjoyed her in Titus Worldwide. I thought she was great in that as well. But yeah, never really got a chance. And now she's over there. I think it's Ash by Elegance. Elegance by Ash. Because her name's Ashley in real life, and Ashley Brooke, I think. Listen, give her a chance, innit? Give her a chance. But I see the backlash online already because obviously the way she presented herself, very similar. I say it's very similar. It's probably not, but because she's blonde and has the red lipstick on and stuff like that, and the way she's dressed is Elegance by Ash. Obviously, Timeless Tony Storm's only been around less than a year. Definitely less than a year, actually, because when I went to AEW All In last year, she wasn't Timeless Tony Storm, and that was only in August. So she's not even had a full year yet. And now this character's come along in a different brand. But I like it, man. She came out with the manager. She wasn't speaking. She was just in the crowd. I think they can do something good with her. Be interested to see what happens going forward. But I don't think the fans should be too quick to just dismiss her as, you know what I mean? We know, like, some and you know what? Some people are just not made for certain companies as well. Or some people have to prove themselves and come back. We've seen that with Drew McIntyre. We've seen that with Bobby Lashley. Well, to be fair, Bobby Lashley proved himself in WWE, but Cody's come back. So why not? Why not then? I mean, let's not what we're saying that Cody's performances before he left WWE were top, you know, main event Cody. He wasn't. So just Drew's no 3-man band. So why can't she go prove herself? Because things are changing in wrestling and people are coming on open stuff. And you do good for yourself. You put the spotlight on yourself. I reckon you can come back around, and you know it might change the fortune for you and stuff like that. Because speaking of people who have gone out from WWE under the tutelage of everything that was going on over there and betted on themselves, which out of the people that left, it was her and Sasha Banks left together. And be honest, at the time, you say Sasha Banks she holds the bigger name. Whether she's a better wrestler or not, it's two different things because we know that Naomi Trinity Fatu is a super athlete. It's what you like, really, but Sasha seemed to have that edge over her. And when she left, she got, you know, she got Star Wars, well, Mandalorian. She was New Japan, she was over there as well. And you know, for Trinity to go over to TNA Impact at the time, where the company wasn't doing too great and bet on herself, probably felt like this might be a bad idea for her because the eyes are not on over here. Well, guess what? The reason why everyone's speaking about her maybe joining the Royal Rumble, maybe coming back to WWE, is because she went over and made a name for herself. Many people have left and never made a name for themselves again. I'll say that if she comes back to the WWE, which I made a video 2 weeks ago saying I think she's going to come back anyway, she's going to be a bigger star than she was before she left. Of course, she's had moments in WWE. WrestleMania 33 was a massive moment for her in Orlando where She picked up the WWE Women's title. I think she injured herself in that match as well. Did she? Springboard? I think she hurt her knee. But massive for her. And I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to it if she does return. I mean, I've seen enough interviews from the Usos and stuff like that where they pretty much allude to the fact that one day she'll definitely return. I think, and that day might be the Royal Rumble. And you know, she had a match at Hard to Kill against Grace, Jordan Grace. Great wrestling match. I can't lie, Jordan Grace threw me off a bit, man, because she got mad lean. Great match. She lost her title. Seemed like a farewell to the fans, and yeah, it's seeming like WWE is the destination, Royal Rumble. But I will have a bit of apprehension and say, even though that's what I think, I'm 90% sure that's where she's going to end up. Why she just went the other way? She could end up at AEW. Because I think that like Sasha as well, that's Mercedes Moné. I think that's out there, and you know, it's been seeming like AEW for a while. When I was at All In, she was not far away from me where she was seated. She was that Hard to Kill with Bailey in the crowd watching Naomi or Trinity. So it's like she's just doing what she wants, and they can't really tell her not to because she go in there as a fan. So she's keeping her options open. I think all these ladies are keeping their name out there, and I really like it. I really like it for wrestling, and I think wherever they turn up will be good for them. I really hope Trinity comes back. I wanted her in the Bloodline, I did, but it's probably too late for that now. But at the time, I thought that would have been cool. But now there's there's matches to be had. Rhea Ripley versus Trinity. Well, Naomi, she'll be back as Naomi, I guess, if she comes back. Bianca Belair versus Naomi, Jade Cargill versus Naomi. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Let's make these matches happen. Who knows? She might come back and win the Royal Rumble. So that'd be interesting. Very interesting. Seemingly looks like WWE are going Becky Rhea at the time now, but I don't know if Becky's going to win the Rumble. Nor do I think she should. But very interesting. Look out for that, man. Look out for that. We don't know what's going to happen next, man. Speaking of more debuts, we did a video last week, and this was the main talking point that Nick Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler, Spirit Squad, and that. You know what I mean? The show off, not the showstopper. That would be Shawn Michaels. He turned up in New Japan week prior, and obviously New Japan have a connection with AEW. His brother's in AEW. You're looking at it and you're going, he probably worked some New Japan, maybe worked some AEW, and then Moose wins his match, and at the end, behind him is Nick Nemeth and hits him with the almighty super kick and the zigzag, which I can't lie, I was hoping that he'd get rid of one of the moves because your name's gone back to Nick Nemeth for that now, man. Don't you want to kind of step away from your WWE character? But the guy can wrestle, man. He keeps himself in great shape. Is probably in his 40s, Dolph, and not probably, he's definitely in his 40s. Can't tell, man. He takes care of himself. He seems to have weathered the storm in terms of injuries in the WWE, where everyone else has been getting injured and all that kind of thing. He seems to have been able to bypass that and keep himself in check. And listen, man, that matchup between him and Moose, we know about Moose's talent, we know about Nemeth's talent. I'm looking forward to it, and I think he can really offer something to their roster. He can offer experience, he can offer in ring, and look, the fans were behind it. Tore off his top and he had TNA underneath it. Now, I will say, I mean, last week also there was Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, who turned up in New Japan as well, tearing up his AEW contract. So everyone's just switching, and it's a crazy season, but it's good for wrestling fans, man. I think wrestling will never get back to what it used to be, and I think I've accepted it now because times have changed 100%. Attitude Era will never work again. So you have to enjoy that for what it is. You got the network to watch it, but so the substitute for that is to make something a different type of product, an evolution to wrestling for the way you have to go. And I'm hoping that that's where wrestling goes now, man. I think if AEW can weave in more storylines instead of just great wrestling matches, and WWE as well, to be honest, but AEW in particular, the storylines are limited. I think we can have something great going now with these companies, and hopefully TNA can do the same thing. So I'm looking forward to it. But big up to Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler, because it's a guy that definitely was underutilized in WWE. Not his whole time he was there. He's had great moments. Money in the Bank, WWE champion, Intercontinental champion. He's had great moments. You know what I mean? But I feel as though this could be something different because he'll be seen as a top guy 10 years after he was the top guy. This is more than 10 years actually. What we say in 2014 was it the top guy around then? It was just before. So there was that gap. So yeah, man. Remember his WWE run was nearly 20 years. And that's not an exaggeration because I think the longest serving WWE guys, if I'm correct, is Randy Orton would be number one, The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, and R-Truth. So they have it. Obviously, I'm not going to include people like Triple H and stuff like that because, bosses and that, man. But as I said, he kept himself in shape. No injuries. But speaking of injuries, the big man, Seth freaking Rollins, match against Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja, on Monday Night Raw, a match that was damn near entitled Don't Hinder Jinder, flying around the internet. He was going off. We saw the beef between Tony Khan and himself because no one else picked on him. He just decided to call out Jinder. And he brought Hook into it and stuff like that as well. Jinder was obviously in a segment with The Rock the week prior to that. Then he comes out and it's like, okay, Jinder getting another little push again. For me, I thought Jinder was actually a really good WWE champion. It was at a little crossover time when things were changing a bit in the company again, going through a revamp. But I thought he was good, great heel. Probably could do that again as like an Intercontinental champion. But the match was good on Raw. I'll say good. It was limited because you could tell that Jinder hadn't been wrestling much. So in ring was a bit rusty. But it was a decent match. There was big moments in there where, personally, I kind of gathered that Seth was going to win because they've turned him into this modern day John Cena type where the moves don't even seem to affect him anymore. Like this geezer was top at selling moves, but now I watched him get hit with the briefcase and a steel chair and then get hit with the Colossus and kick out I'm like, bro, I don't know about that, man, but he won this match with a curb stomp and seemingly at the end of the match, after celebrating, he was holding his knee. And then the news comes out and says Seth Rollins seemingly picked up a legitimate injury in the match, seen limping backstage, needed to have an MRI scan. They were going to monitor it. And at the moment, I don't know what the update is because I checked today, is nothing new. Is it worrying? Well, yeah, because he's the WWE champion. We're going into the Royal Rumble where he's got a match. We're going to go after that to Mania season. And I'm sure he's got a massive say when it comes to the storyline, especially in terms of him and CM Punk. Now, nothing's been declared yet in terms of matches, but let's be honest, man. All of us do think that CM Punk versus Seth is going to happen. Although WWE need to fix up a little bit because they're not delving into their storylines. Like we've not had a face-to-face with The Rock and Roman yet. We've had one face-to-face with Seth and CM Punk, maybe two. I think it's one. And 79 days to the first day. Now, they could obviously go off the back of Royal Rumble. That's always a thing. CM Punk might win and choose to fight Seth. I don't know. But I don't like the fact that they're ignoring each other at the time. You got fucking Cody running around talking about finishing his story. Nakamura running around telling Cody, I'm not finished with you. Drew coming out and just telling everyone the truth every week, but losing his matches. Main event Jade not in the main event, just backstage Jay and that. Sami Zayn, don't know where he is. Kevin Owens, don't know where he is. It's all over the place. It's all over the place going into Mania. But damn right, we're gonna cover that and have fun when it comes around. But hopefully Seth's gonna be okay because if he's not, that'll be dropping another video and it'll be who's gonna replace Seth and give some opponents there because Elimination Chamber's coming up as well, and Roman's not on that card, so one of the championships are going to be around there somewhere. Maybe if Seth's injured, you make the whole Elimination Chamber just for the title, for the vacant title. Imagine if the person who, Elimination Chamber's after it. I was going to say, imagine the person who wins the Royal Rumble picks. No, you can't even do that. Seth would miss the Rumble as well, wouldn't he? Be very interesting. Maybe they did it with Roman before. Make the Royal Rumble for the WWE title. They did that when Triple H beat Roman. WrestleMania 32 times at Dallas and that. So that year, mate, the Royal Rumble for the title, CM Punk could win it. Go into Elimination Chamber, and yeah, can go from there. Or Randy, Cody, Drew. So I don't know, we'll see anyway. But from one injury to another, this one really, really, I feel so bad. The girl Cora Jade, yeah, it's not looking good for her, man. Torn ACL. I think it was on a live NXT show. The details saying that it doesn't seem to have come from the combat in, doesn't seem to have come back from the combat in the ring. More to do with training style and stuff. It's hard for me to speak on because I don't know. I don't really know about the training style either. I know how the training goes, but yeah, it's very interesting. It's very interesting, but I feel so bad for her because the likelihood is she's going to be out for a year, maybe. And she was getting to like the peak of her NXT powers. Like she seemed like the next up. I remember she only came back from a previous injury not that long ago. So she's good on the mic. She does give vibes of old school Paige. She's good on the mic, takes care of herself, got the wrestling look, good in the ring. Seemed to me that by the time we got past WrestleMania, she would be, I don't know, she's either going to be NXT champion or she might be on the Raw after Mania, that kind of level. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like they're going to shoot her to the moon, man. But a year out is crazy. Obviously, her boyfriend's still in the company, Braun Breaker, which I'm thinking at some point she might be. He might be on the main roster at some point as well. But the sad thing is, you would go, okay, go rehab yourself. She's so young that she's got time on her side and stuff like that, which is all true. But you would have hoped that if she had, I don't know, the push that she was getting at this current time, if she got this a few months back when she wasn't injured, the first time, at the level she's at now, she could have went away, rehabbed, took a year out, and a year from now is Royal Rumble again, and she could have returned at the Royal Rumble. Now, she returns at next year's Royal Rumble. I mean, most people don't know who Cora Jade is, and she's not going to be able to get much traction from social media presence because nobody cares enough to follow. You know what I mean? So Nikita Lyons had the same problem with her, and she seemed like she was on the rise as well. She's obviously back now. I think if she tweaks her character a little bit, I think she's got it as well, man, because she's got everything. So, shame for Cora, but obviously, I think most wrestling fans believe in her and believe that when she returns, she can do great things, man. So hopefully, so big up Cora still. But yeah, just before we get out of here, because I don't think I've got anything else on the agenda. As I said at the beginning of the show, you can go back and watch it. But if not, 79 days leading to Mania, 79 pieces of content minimum leading up to there. Follow me on all the platforms. Obviously, if you don't have certain platforms, that's fine. But follow me on certain platforms as well. The longest live streams, I'll try and make clips of as well. So, you might have to sit through the whole thing if you don't have the time to. You might just want to get to a specific topic. So yeah, we can do that as well. But yeah, leading up to that, definitely going to explore doing more stuff like that. Live streams as well. Obviously, a lot of them will be random, but yeah, if we get the proper Savage Talks live stream slot back, that's always around 5:30, 6 o'clock on a Thursday. So, and I think we might be still good for that. I don't think Liverpool's playing on a Thursday, so good for that as well. And that'll be prime time. I think most people will be available to watch that as well. And yeah, man, that's it. Kind of like what I said to you about the content already. I get loads of comments, I get DMs about it as well. I'm not trying to be out here disappointing people and stuff like that, man. But you have to understand that if you think how I think and that, then yeah, trying to be too creative and overthinking certain things literally can lead to just not putting the content out in the first place. And I'm like a bit of a brat when it comes to that stuff. I'll end up binning it. I'll put it in the bin on my MacBook and I'll just delete the bin and not put the content out. So we'll throw some more and more live streams up. Any little news story that pops around, jump on, talk about it. And obviously people in the chat, they can speak as well. As I said, also, every stream won't be able to have me interacting with the chat all the way through simply because of time, because, it adds on extra 15-20 minutes onto each show and stuff like that. I might not be able to be available, but I will have specific shows for those people as well. And then we can go through the members videos. We'll have some members only live streams, but it's just Q&As for the members. And then we'll go from there as well. But yeah, as I said, man, Royal Rumble season, Mania season coming up, and I'm looking forward to it, man. So just before I get out of here, big up to Anna Honesty, Casey in the chat as well. Yeah, man, I spoke to him a while ago about it, but obviously I couldn't say anything because I'm not a dirt sheet. I'm not one of them people who just trying to mug stuff off. I actually told him that I don't like the name he's got. He weren't too happy about it, but I said, come on, bro, you know it's trash, so you already know what time it is there, man. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I'll be back soon though. Anyway, like I said, it's Wednesday today, so as I just said, Thursday's Savage Talks live. I might just go and schedule it now if I've got the time. I'll make sure that there's nothing on my schedule tomorrow, and then go rock that, man. And then tomorrow, 6 p.m, we can go do the stuff, like that. Get our my time at least. But I'm looking forward to it, man. Please, man, as I said, if you don't have TikTok again, it sounds a bit childish and that, but honestly, it's just there for the content. It saves my channel getting shadow banned even more. I'm getting striked with certain things. So yeah, follow me on there as well. And obviously, if you want to speak to me directly, just follow me on X, Savage Talks Wrestling, same place. Instagram, Savage Talks Wrestling. Although on Instagram, I probably won't see the message because yeah, I'm not a social media guy like that. But big up to everyone who came through and stuff like that. Anyway, man, obviously I appreciate it. Impromptu live stream, so I don't expect much people to turn up here. That's fine. But yeah, let's start consistency on it. 79 days, 78 to go, 78 to go to WrestleMania Day 1. Yeah, man, you already know what time it is. Love for the love. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. You're what the great man said.